Revimpression. Today I have a very special treat for you, quite a different animal. I have a 2017 BMW X6M, the brother of the monstrous and very capable X5M. It's more of the rare brother because the sport coupe back instead of the big hatchback like the X5, as everybody knows. But in my opinion, and not only just favorite between the two, but actually next to the M2, my favorite BMW, period. And the reason being is, well, what you'll find out through the rest of this video. I'm gonna go over a few points, a few really cool things about it, and hopefully this enables you guys to want to actually go check one of these things out, because I highly, highly suggest it from the time I've had with these cars. And this car does everything. I mean, everything. Take kids to the soccer, go down a track, go around a corner, have fun going down Mulholland, but also you can just take it on a picnic out to the beach. I mean, how many more cars do you need in one? All right, so, quick couple points. Power. That is one of the biggest things about this car. 570 horsepower and easily tunable by a multitude of companies out there that like to be able to manipulate the electronics on these cars. But right out of the gate from the factory, 570 horsepower and just an absolute boat full, I mean a big boat full of torque, along with all-wheel drive and all of the stability control and management that comes from every M car in the factory. They did not skip on anything with this car. And when it comes down to a lot of SUVs being a sport SUV, i.e. Range, SVR, yeah, it sounds cool and it goes in a straight line okay, but man, you want to put it through a corner, it just does not do what this one does. And with that, it kind of vexes your mind when you try to put this car through a corner because you don't think it can do what it does. And there's a lot of cars out there that can do that, but this, being as big as it is and the size that it is compared to everything else that it's capable of in comparison to, is insane. And going through a corner flat, going through a corner controlled, going through a corner with all-wheel drive without any understeer and not feeling like it's bogging you down is an excellent, excellent feeling, and it really makes you feel like the car is helping you. And with this, I've got a lot of people that have driven the car and they've come to me and they go, I don't understand how this car can do what it does. And that's a pretty cool feeling to know that people can come to you and say they're severely impressed by something, especially when they come from something like a Range Rover or a Porsche Cayenne or anything that's supposed to be a high-performance SUV. And in my opinion, and this is just saying because it's my opinion, it doesn't have to be because it's the general consensus of people, but this is, I think, the king of them. I don't think anybody has something that can touch what this car does. Everything from being as docile as taking it to the park and taking the kids out to play, all the way up to driving it out to Palm Springs, going to Thermal, and chasing an M5 down on North Palm Circuit. That is what this car is capable of, especially since it comes with Michelin Pilot Sports and bigger brakes than like anything on the market to be able to stop something like this. And that is a really, really cool combination to have in something when everybody's doing the same things all of a sudden, and then BMW comes out with, bam, we're going to put basically an M car in an SUV and make it just an absolute world beater. Thank you, BMW, for that, because I've had an excellent time with the car. So keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing it. One of the coolest, I think, things that people have been really starting to do in the industry is taking the interior game and putting it just way up, just ramping it through the roof. And you know, before it was one of those things where you come in a car and you were like, hate it, or I hate it a little bit less. And they spent so much more time on outside exterior design language than interior design language. And BMW's been kind of known for a while to be, you know, back in the day, they were kind of that very straight to the point, very German spec, driver-oriented design. And as much as I can appreciate that, sometimes when you get into something else like a Mercedes or even a lot of the new Ford and GM stuff, everything was really starting to change to being really really modern and really, you know, taking it to the next level of what's welcoming to people when they get in a car like this. Now, I think since everybody's been kind of let off their leash in a weird way with a lot of the cars, not only with BMW, but with everybody. I mean, GM, Audi, everybody's been kind of let off the leash to be able to do what they were hired to do in the first place. The reason they went to design school, the reason that they went to engineering. And that's really, really paying off, because an interior like this, I mean, you guys can see how amazing this is. A Recaro look, it's got every kind of support that you can even possibly think. It feels like it's got 50 different kinds of adjustments on it. They're actually around 20, but it still gives you, it feels like it's hugging you all the time. It's comfortable. I haven't been switching sides of my butt cheeks while I've been driving. It's because everything hugs me, and it's got something where it doesn't press on all the pressure points. The leather is extremely high end, and that goes to show you where all the DNA is starting to cross over from BMW and Rolls-Royce. We're starting to share a lot of the kind of things that you see from the higher ends into you know, the upper crust of what German cars are. And this goes to show you specifically that you can go from something like a regular X5 or even a loaded X5 with really nice seats and go to an X5 or an X6M and get just an absolute berserk awesome interior. I mean, leather wrapped steering wheel, all the tricolor from the BMW M on the steering wheel, all hand sewn. Everything on the dash is real carbon fiber. It's a great thing, especially with something as cool as like a Bang & Olufsen system that pops up the tweeters on the dash, and all the lighting that you can change to be able to make something a little bit more comfortable and a little bit more interesting for people when they see it, when they get in the car at night. A touchscreen, and all of this is really going up in the game. When everybody goes, oh, well, you know, this interior is drab or that interior does this and that, I think a lot of people need to get into one of these cars and see how big of a difference it is. And I've seen multiple people get into an X5 and go, oh, I love my X5, or I love my X6, and I love the way it feels, and it's got a really great interior. But even those people, when they get into an X5 or an X6M, they go, whoa, that is a way different thing for them. And they always ask, can I get that in my car? Or do I have to buy an X5 or an X6M? Yes, you do have to buy one of those, but it's worth it. It's worth every penny of it, because you get something that is so comfortable, and you can drive it out to wherever you want to go. You can take your trip up to Palm Springs. You can take your trip up to Mammoth. You have all-wheel drive, and really good all-wheel drive. And it gives you an understanding that you can make all of this happen without having to buy one car or the other. Beautiful concept. Awesome. So I guess the last thing I want to say about the BMW X6M is, even how much time I have with the car and how much time I've had in past with the car, it really does solidify that BMW has a huge thing coming. And I'm really, really excited to be a part of that. I'm really excited to be part of what everybody's got coming. But this company is very, very much on the furthermost point of innovation and what they're trying to push on the boundaries. And a lot of people have their ways of pushing that boundary. But in the next 5 years, I already know, I have a feeling that I'm going to be seeing a lot of stuff that is just going to be absolute bonkers. And this is one of the companies that's going to lead that. A lot of the technology is coming out. The gesture controls they have in the new car, the power deliveries that they've got going on with this, the recent marriage of McLaren that BMW has gone back into. That is going to be a huge, huge thing, and you guys need to keep an eye on it, because you know I will, and I'll be definitely one of the first people to